You're standing in front of your closet. It is completely full. Every hanger is taken, the shelves are stacked, the drawer won't quite close, and you have absolutely nothing to wear. You've said it out loud in a house full of clothes. Nothing to wear? It makes no sense. And it happens to almost everyone. Here's the strange part. It is not that you don't own enough. It's that you own too much, and wear almost none of it. Most people reach for the same small handful of outfits over and over, and leave the rest hanging there, untouched. So a closet stuffed to the rails can still leave you standing there with nothing. That is not a flaw in you. It's a trap, and it's built into the way your brain handles choice, memory, and the person you are hoping to become. Look closely, and the closet tells on you. The tags still on things you bought and never wore. The jeans you're keeping for when you lose 10 pounds. The dress from a wedding 4 years ago. The I'll fix that button pile. The bag by the door you've been meaning to donate since spring. None of it is being worn. All of it is taking up space. And every single morning you push all of it aside to reach the same 5 things you actually like. So why does a full closet make getting dressed harder? Not easier. Because more choice is not the same as more freedom. In a famous experiment, researchers set out a table of jam in a grocery store. Sometimes they offered 6 flavors, sometimes 24. The big display drew a bigger crowd, but the shoppers who saw just 6 were about 10 times more likely to actually buy. Faced with too many options, we don't feel free. We freeze. Now stand in front of 40 hangers at 7 in the morning, before coffee, when your mind is least ready to decide. Every item is a tiny question. This? No. This? No. It is no accident that some of the busiest, most decisive people alive deliberately wear the same few things every day. They are protecting the one thing your closet quietly drains, your attention. But choice is only half of it. The other half is who you are shopping for. We rarely buy clothes for the person we actually are. We buy them for the person we are hoping to become. Thinner, richer, more adventurous, with somewhere fancier to be. That gorgeous coat is for a life you don't quite live yet. Those heels are for a version of you with different plans. So the closet slowly fills with costumes for a future that keeps not arriving, and each one hanging there is a quiet little reminder of a promise you haven't kept. That's a heavy thing to open every morning, and the pile only grows because clothing has never been cheaper or faster to buy. The average person today buys about 60% more clothing than they did 15 years ago, and keeps each piece for half as long. A lot of it gets worn only a handful of times before it's forgotten. We are pouring new clothes in through the top of the closet far faster than we ever take anything out the bottom. The rails were never built for that kind of flood, which raises the obvious question: if you never wear it, why not just let it go? Because your brain treats letting go as losing. That jacket cost real money, so getting rid of it feels like admitting the money's gone. That gift came from someone you love, so out feels like guilt. And maybe, just maybe, you'll need it someday, so it stays. Every unworn thing has its own little excuse, and the excuses win, one hanger at a time, until the closet stops being a place you choose from and becomes a place you store the decisions you would rather not make. But here is what almost nobody notices. The problem was never that you have too many clothes. The problem is that the ones you love are buried, invisible, behind everything you don't. And there is a simple way to change what your closet shows you first, because when you can only see what you actually wear, getting dressed stops being a decision at all. So here's the fix. It isn't a bigger closet. It isn't a brutal weekend of judging every single thing you own. It's quieter than that. You change what you see first, and let your closet do the deciding for you. Start with one move you can do tonight in 5 minutes. Turn every hanger backward, hook facing you, the wrong way on the rail. All of them. Then just live your life. Every time you actually wear something, you put that one hanger back the normal way. Give it a season. Then walk up and look. Everything still hanging backward is something you never reached for. Not what you meant to wear, what you actually didn't. Organizing expert Peter Walsh made this famous on Oprah. People call it the closet hanger experiment. And it's a little beautiful, because you never had to decide anything. You just watched what you really do, instead of arguing with what you wish you did. Now the second move. That handful you reach for again and again, the ones already facing right, give them the best spot in the closet, front of the rail, eye level. Easiest to grab, then build one small outfit-ready corner. A few pieces you know go together, ready before coffee. Everything you love in front, everything you're unsure about behind. You're not throwing anything out yet. You're just changing the order. Third, close the tap. Remember the flood. 60% more clothes coming in than 15 years ago, worn a few times, then forgotten. So make one small rule. One in, one out. Every new thing that comes home means one thing leaves. Not to punish yourself, just so the flood never starts again, and the good stuff never gets buried twice. And here's why this works when willpower never did. You don't wear the clothes you own. You wear the clothes you can see. There's a name for this. Economists Richard Thaler and Cass Sunstein call it choice architecture. Thaler won a Nobel Prize for the idea. Whatever's easiest to see and reach quietly becomes what you choose. Change the setup and you change the behavior. No discipline required. Remember that jam table? 6 jars people bought. 24 people froze. Your closet is that table every single morning. Favorites buried behind 40 things you never wear. That's 24 jars. Favorites right in front. That's 6. You stopped asking your tired 7 in the morning brain for willpower. You just changed what it sees first. But keeping your favorites out front takes one thing you think you don't have: room. So look at your closet again. Not at the rail, at everything around it. The shelf up top with 2 feet of dead air above the folded stuff. The floor. The gap under every shelf. Most closets waste half their real volume, then cram all of it onto one exhausted rail. So reclaim the space you already own. A few shelf baskets, a riser under a shelf, one bin for the off-season things, and your favorites finally have somewhere to breathe, so they stay visible. There are plenty of good ones. The closet shelf baskets from Keepers are the ones I use, and I'll leave one below. But the principle matters more than the product. The clothes you love need room, or they get buried all over again. So put it together. Turn the hangers. Favorites to the front. One in, one out. Make room in the space you forgot you had. And then, one ordinary morning, you do the thing you forgot was possible. You stand in front of your closet. It's just as full as it ever was. But now it's full of things you love, and you can see every one of them. No pile to push aside. No promise hanging there to make you feel behind. No costume for a life you don't quite live yet. Just you and the clothes you actually wear, right where you can reach them. You reach for one, and getting dressed isn't a fight anymore. It's just getting dressed. A whole house full of clothes. And finally, something to wear.